Good morning, y'all. It is currently 3:33 p.m. January 5th, January 5th, 2025. And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. You may have noticed that I didn't upload yesterday. So, I'm going to tell you about the dreams that I had yesterday. And we'll get to the dream that I had last night, but it's not as interesting. I didn't record a vlog yesterday because I had my little brother stay over yesterday and I had to get up early to pay my rent. So I just never got around to recording the vlog. And then I meant to do it last night before going to bed, but I just didn't feel like it. So I'm just going to tell you about the dream that I had yesterday, right now. And forgive me if I'm reading from my dream journal a lot more than normal, because it's not as fresh in my mind. So this was yesterday. The day before yesterday, I went... Oh gosh, now I can't remember. I think I wrote it down. I went to sleep. Yeah, I originally went to bed around 4:30 a.m.-ish. And when I first woke up, it was around 8:44 a.m. And that was the first dream that I had. And then I went back to sleep. It was... Well, I woke up at 8:44 a.m., wrote down the dream that I had, and then I went back to sleep. It was probably around 8, or not 8, it was probably around 9, because I had to... It took me like 10-15 minutes to write my dream down, something like that. And then I had an alarm set for 10 o'clock. And then I woke up from the second dream at 10 o'clock when my alarm went off. So this first dream, the first thing that I remember is I'm at my papaw's house again. And I'm in my old bedroom. So this isn't the same bedroom that I was in that one. I've had so many dreams about my papaw's house lately, but this is my old childhood bedroom, not my brother's room, if you're familiar with the video that I had a while ago. My bed was on a mattress on the floor, and my TV was on the floor across the room, the way that I remember it when I was a kid. And I remember I was listening to rap music, and a couple of the songs that I was listening to was apparently by Jake Paul in my dream, and I'm not gonna lie, they went hard as fuck. So I remember thinking, I hate Jake Paul, but these songs go hard as fuck. I gotta be honest and give him props for that. And I feel like they were real songs that I was dreaming about. They might have been Chris Webby songs, because I've been listening to Chris Webby a lot lately. But for some reason, they were credited to Jake Paul in this dream. Obviously, this is not a lucid dream. Neither of these dreams were lucid. I left the room and I went to the living room. There is a lot of people around. It's like there's some kind of party going on. It's pretty crowded. Like there's at least a few dozen people in the house. And I recognize most of them. They're like family members and people that I work with. And there's a point where there's a little boy. In the context of the dream, I know he's my nephew, but I don't have a nephew in real life. I have a niece, but in my dream, I have a nephew. And he's probably about a year older than my niece is now. So he's probably like 2, maybe going on 3 years old in the dream. He's old enough to talk and run around and stuff. He grabs my face and he pinches it really hard, like probably like around here. Like it's not quite my cheek, but not quite my eyeball. So he like grabs my cheek and he pinches it really hard and he's like pulling on me. We're in the dining room at this point, and I'm standing up and bending over trying to get away. So I'm like bending over because he's like pulling on my face and I'm trying to get away. So I just grab his wrist and I squeeze it really hard to get him to let go. He cries and he goes to somebody that I work with, and he's like going to him to console him because I like hurt his wrist or whatever. And he tells him that it's a lost cause. The guy that I work with tells him that it's a lost cause or something like that. He said something like that. He called him by name too. Like when he was talking to my nephew, he called him by name, but I don't remember what name it was. I wish I remembered what he called him. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, at some point before this, I got high as fuck. Like, I don't remember specifically smoking something, but it's weird. Like, I don't remember the specific moment where I was smoking, but I also remember that I only took one hit. So, like, I don't know how that makes any sense. But I got high as fuck. And I'm just like, my goal is to get outside. So I'm like trying to squeeze through this crowd of people. I leave the dining room to go into the sunroom, and then I go to the left to go around the outside of the house. And I'm just like squeezing through this crowd of people, and I'm high as fuck. And I finally make it outside, and when I get outside to the yard, there is a picnic table. And I sit down at the picnic table, and I'm like, huh, I finally made it to the picnic table. And then I heard somebody call my name, and there was someone around me, and they were like, did they just say Christian? And I was like, probably. So I get up to go to whoever's calling for me, and then I woke up. I think that's when I woke up. I don't think I missed any details. So that's when I first woke up at 8:44. I wrote all that dream down, and then I went back to sleep. So this next dream took place in like, I'm gonna guess probably like 40 minutes. There was a lot more to this dream that I don't remember. I do remember that this dream was like pretty involved and like story heavy, but I don't remember very many of the details now. I only remember like the context of the moment that I woke up. This dream is starting to come back to me now a little bit. I'm at my papa's house again, and I'm in the living room with my mom, and my aunt is next to. So I'm sitting in the couch, and my mom is to my left, and my aunt is to her left, and my cousin, my aunt's son, is sitting on the couch that's like to our right and perpendicular to our couch. And there is a baby in my mom's lap. And then I also remember that there was this blonde girl there. And this blonde girl is around my age. And I remember that I had a big crush on her. Like, I was developing a crush for this girl as the dream was progressing through the plot of the dream. I don't remember her name, but this is an original dream character. It's not somebody from my real life. And I think we all lived at this house, at my papa's house, in the context of the dream. So we're sitting on the couch, and my aunt and my cousin, my aunt and her son, are arguing about something. I think it had something to do with planting seeds, which is a really weird detail. And I'm in my feelings right now about the girl that I have a crush on. And from where I'm sitting, I can see her across the room in the kitchen. And I'm like really sad about, like, I had a crush on her, but I think she was like, my best guess is that I think she was already dating somebody in this dream. I don't really remember why I couldn't pursue a relationship with her, but I just remember that I couldn't. But I was like falling in love with her. And so I'm sitting on this couch feeling really sad. And then my mom looks at me and she says that I look tired. So I look like I need a nap. And then at some point, her and my aunt get up to go do something, and she hands the baby over to me, and I have her sitting in my lap. I assume it's a girl. It might have been a boy. And the baby starts crying when it's in my lap. So I start singing something. I can't remember what I was singing. And then the baby stops crying, and at some point I look down and I see the baby looking up at me smiling, and then my alarm wakes me up. And that's all I remember from that dream. So that was yesterday. Today I don't remember much. I remember today was kind of a weird one. Like, it was a really weird, mind-bending dream where it didn't really have a plot. I remember at some point I got up to go pee, and while I was peeing I realized that this must be a dream. So I was like telling myself that I'm lucid, I need to be lucid, but I think I was an observer in this dream. Like, I think I was observing myself as a dream character getting up to go pee, because I remember trying to be like in the dream, in the moment, but I just couldn't. I think I was just an outside observer, if you know what I mean. And then I also remember at a different point, I had another sleep paralysis moment. I don't know if it was in the dream where I dreamed about having sleep paralysis again, or if it was real. It wasn't as vivid as last time, so I don't really remember that much about it. And yeah, that's about all. So, good night. And sweet dreams.